Today on the channel from the Marvel Legends Infinity Saga, we've got Iron Man Mark 85 and Thanos. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today for Marvel Legends, we have the Infinity Saga 2-pack of Thanos and Iron Man Mark 85. But remember, for all your Marvel Legends needs and a whole lot more, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. A link in the description below. But here it is, the big Infinity Saga pack. We've had a lot of these coming out over the last few months. Still some to come. Still, I believe Amazon's sending me some here in the next week. But we've had many of these very cool black boxed figures. Primarily seeing these at Target right now, but like I said, the Big Bad Toy Stores, the Amazons will be getting these. More expensive than normal packs as we're seeing the start of the price hikes. Really being ushered in with the Marvel Legends with these figures, and we're seeing it with the new Ursa Major Wave and a few other things as well. But these are pricey packs, and I sometimes wonder if these are priced a little bit more than the comic book stuff, just because of character likenesses and things like that, where you're paying maybe an extra fee in there somewhere. That could be just me, but I would not be shocked if that is the case. But we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there. We'll do a little comparisons at the end as usual. So let's take a look at the packaging to start it off. There it is, big window box, Infinity Saga logo down below. I really like the coloring on that. This really does pop on the shelf. You can really see this all the way down the aisle. As you guys have maybe seen in my figure hunting videos, you can't really miss these packs. And we've got a lot of them, and a lot more to come, as we know. Avengers logo down here by my hand. You got the Hasbro logo down here. Iron Man Mark 85, that just seems crazy to me. I'm not that good at Roman numerals. I had to look that up. But Mark 85, that means it's his 85th Iron Man suit out there. Just crazy. I wonder if anybody knows all the Iron Man suits. That would be, talk about useless knowledge. If you could have all 85 Iron Man suits sitting there and you could put them all in order of numbers, that would be something crazy. You know, my wife, she can list all the presidents, starting from George Washington all the way through. It's insane to see her do that, but that'd be very similar. If you can list all the Iron Man suits and point out each one, that would be a very cool feature to do, but there you go. But big packaging, as we said, big window box. You got Thanos in there. You got Iron Man Mark 85, of course. Extra heads for both, accessories for both. You got the Thanos' big helicopter sword kind of thing going on there with his extra heads. And even some weapons for Iron Man, blast effects, which you've seen in the past as well. So a lot going on in this pack. Just a lot going on in there. On the top, you got the logos up there. You got the names, all that fun stuff. There's the rest of the Marvel MCU universe on the side. And on the other side, some more. Really cool. And then on the back, you got that movie poster right there. You got a blurb for each of them. The warnings at the bottom, all that. We're going to read that blurb. You guys know. On the bottom, warning, UPC, nothing fun. Let's see what it says on the back of the package here. Iron Man Mark 85. Like a young Deep Purple, as we always say. Whenever I hear Mark, I always think of Deep Purple. You guys know me, an old metalhead, hard rock guy. Iron Man steps onto the battlefield against Thanos in the ultimate fight for the fate of the universe. There you go. I think the last time we saw a fight of that epic proportion was Ken Shamrock versus Hoist Gracie at UFC 1, if my memory serves me correctly. Thanos is a destructive force that will stop at nothing to achieve his goals. He just wants to, he's very goal-oriented, so you can't hold that against a guy like Thanos. There's the packaging, nothing fun in there. See you later off to the side. Pull this out, we got a little warnings. See you later, like a Frisbee. We've talked about this in the past. I love this background here. Very cool with all the different spot varnish logos that you get at the top. Just really cool. Just a really cool piece there. See you later off to the side. All right, no twist ties. I like it. Plastic prison time. There they are in the plastic prison. I like no twist ties. It's all part of that packaging initiative. Use less packaging on things. Save plastic, all that kind of stuff. Recycle, recycle, recycle. It makes things a little easier to get out of the package, as you guys know when you're dealing with those big twist ties. But there it is, the plastic prison. We got a lot to remove here, so let's start popping these things out. Pop these hands. Iron Man got many a hands. Every hand you could ever want. And then some, as I would say. Pop these things out. Thanos extra hands. Extra weapons. So these are a lot of reuse here, but obviously technology's changed since the couple years since we got these figures originally. And we got a few more bells and whistles this go around. There goes Iron Man. The big ones are always the toughest to get out, I've noticed. Knock these. And the heads. They always stick. There it is. But there's nothing worse than finding a pack you want and the head is stuck in or falling out of the package. So I do appreciate it that they're harder to get out. But man, this one's tough. Got to go in through the feet. There it is. Baby. Holy cow, he's in there. Was that not the most annoying thing you've ever watched or seen today? See you later. Jeez, making this lot going on there. A lot going on. All right, let me put these aside. We're going to take a look at some of these accessories. Get everything together here. Put together. We're going to start with Iron Man first. Let's take a look at this Iron Man figure. Now, they have come miles from the old Tony Stark head. I can tell that right off the bat. He's got the dirty, beat-up head, bruised face, whatever. Battle-damaged, we'll call it. This is a very good likeness of Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark. Looks just like him. We got the other head, of course. Man, just spot on. I wish I could put this on a suited body, but this head would look too big on that old Tony Stark suited body. Plus, one thing to mention, and I don't know if I'm the biggest fan. I guess it probably is better. It gives more articulation and stuff. But the new neck and head thing, usually the heads just pop off. You put them on the ball. This is a little different. This the whole thing pops off. And we first saw that, at least recently, with the Miles Morales Spider-Man figure. So very similar head style where it pops in the whole thing. See how hard that is. It just feels weird pulling the whole neck and everything out. It's just something we're really not used to in our Marvel Legends. Maybe going forward, that's what it's going to switch to. We'll see. I'm going to put the regular Tony Stark head on here, see how that looks. Will it go in, though? That's the question. Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy, that's got to fight you. That's not going in there. It's not as easy as plugging and playing the head. I'm finding that out right away. Oh, there we go. Got it. Does look good, though. Boy, that Tony Stark, that Robert Downey Jr. head is worth the price of admission alone, some might say. But just very good. Very clean. Looks just like him. So kudos to the Marvel Legends team on that head sculpt. That is awesome. That really does look good. The figure we've seen in the past as well. This is a lot of reuse, re-release action going on here. We got the Iron Man here. Obviously, I think I like this new one better. It's got more vibrant color to it. The red is a lot nicer. The gold is a little bit darker on it. Yeah, this is pretty solid. But, I could see somebody saying, I don't need this pack. I don't care about Tony Stark's head. I'm fine with this one, and I guess I couldn't fault anybody for that. You guys know how that goes. But it does look good. The new one does look good. A lot more vibrant, a lot more colorful. Just really pops a lot more than the old one. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Let's see. I always do that test as well. He fits like a glove. Use discount code Kyle. Save 10% on your stands at Ringside Collectibles. But very cool, Tony Stark. This extra head really brings it to the next level. That makes it a must-have for me. And I'm going to probably display... Well, not probably. I'm going to have to display this one. I got to use these head sculpts. And since they just can't pop on other figures, at least easily, I definitely have to get use out of this Robert Downey Jr. head. So very, very solid here. He does come with all the hands you can imagine. All the typical Iron Man hands we get all the time. You got closed grip. I always say we need closed-fisted hands. And then you got the two propulsor hands. And we've seen these a bunch of times with many different figures over the years. But you can do any way you want. Choose your own adventure with your Iron Man. Have him Iron Man. Have him Tony Stark. Have him blasting people. Have open, closed hands. You got a whole range going on. You also got the snapping of the fingers hands, which I think is a cool, nice touch there. So we do have that. Very, very solid. Double jointed elbows on here as well. Very good. I like it a lot. I don't think you can go wrong. You do have the Iron Man head as well. I forgot to mention that. You do get the Tony Stark heads, but you get the Iron Man head. Very similar to this one, but the same thing applies. A richer red, a deeper gold. You also got a little bit more piping around the eyes, or the eyes just seem a little bit more vibrant on this new head one. So a lot to like about this Iron Man. It really does meet a lot of needs. You can have a beat-up Tony Stark. You can have a regular Tony Stark. You can have an Iron Man head. It really is a choose your own adventure figure to the nth degree, I guess we'll call it right there. And then, like I said, we do get this big weapon here, the kind of spear. There's probably a fancy name for it, but I can't remember it. But it does fit in his hand if you want to go this route. Very cool blue. You guys know I'm a sucker for the color blue. As I've aged, blue has become my favorite color. but it just really pops with that kind of clearness to it against the red. Just a lot of good colorization here on the weapon there. And then you also got his shield he can use. So a lot of accessories with this Tony Stark Iron Man figure. Really is the epitome of choose your own adventure, I would say. So very solid. I recommend this one. I know this is an expensive pack, but the Iron Man alone with all these features, it definitely upgrades this one for me, and especially with the extra heads. If we didn't get the extra heads, I don't know if I'd be as high on this figure. I could probably make do with this one, but this one is pretty solid, but this takes it to the next level. We're always looking for that next level, and that's what we got right there. All right, there's the Iron Man stuff off to the side. Now it's time for the main event. The main event, old Thanos. Thanos, the main baddie in the MCU, at least as of now, I would say. The big guy. Now, once again, we got reuse with this Thanos. He was a Build-A-Figure at one time. Now he comes in this pack, and with a lot more bells and whistles. This is battle-damaged version of Thanos here. Let's see. I'm going to grab the other one as well once I get them straightened out here. So then, here's the old Build-A-Figure version. And this is a solid Build-A-Figure. I know some people aren't the biggest fan of this one. I don't hate it. It's all right to me. So I'm definitely keeping him in my collection. I'm going to use some of these different accessories. Little bells and whistles make them two different figures. And you could right off the bat. You got the Iron Man arm there. And then you got the battle-damaged body, battle-damaged head. Make sure I slow down to say all that. I don't know about this battle-damaged head thing. It's basically, you know, where he's disintegrating. I don't know what they call it. Turn into dust, we'll call it. It just looks a little off. It looks like he got, I don't know. It looks like he got like somebody threw a big chunk of mud in his face. He was at Woodstock 99 and caught a big thing of wood, grass and mud and dirt on the side of his head. That's kind of what it looks like to me. It just looks a little strange. So I don't know if I'm going to use that head. We do get this head, which I believe is on the Build-A-Figure already. Yeah, it is. Not a ton of differences there. Maybe a little bit cleaner, but not enough to really write home about on this. So you do have this extra head if you want to go like the traditional Build-A-Figure route. But then you got the unmasked heads for Thanos, and that's maybe where I'll end up with these. I like what they're trying to do about this battle-damaged, turn-to-dust head, but it's just not working for me. For whatever reason, it just doesn't look right. It looks like something's missing, and I don't know what it is, but something's missing there. So I'm most likely putting one of these heads. You got the smiling Thanos, and you got kind of more gruff Thanos, kind of mid-expression. So you got two options there, plus, like I said, the classic edition. You do got the extra hand for Thanos as well, if you want to go that route. A little point of difference action there. And then you do got his blade, his helicopter sword blade. Much more detail than the classic version. The classic version is very plain, no color, no nothing. This is by far better blade, so I do like this here. You know, and the nice thing is you can mix and match some of these things, I'm sure. Like, I might use this blade with this one just to kind of spruce him up a little bit as kind of the gladiator Thanos of the movie. And then this one, I don't even know if I'll have the blade with him. I'll have him just kind of standing there. I think that's some of my early plans with this one. But this is great for, you guys know, Build-A-Figures are an interesting bunch. It makes people like me and probably some of you guys out there pick up things that you were normally not going to pick up so you can complete that Build-A-Figure. And there's people out there that totally pass on stuff and don't have the Build-A-Figures because they're smart enough not to buy figures they don't really want. So there's a lot of people that maybe missed out on this old Build-A-Figure Thanos that are now getting a chance to get this one with a pretty sick Iron Man as well, and you're not having to pay the Build-A-Figure prices, and you're getting all the extra bells and whistles here. It's the old long game, and for those of you guys who are waiting for either of these characters to be updated and better, I think you won the long game. You got what you wanted in the end. I don't know if this set will go to clearance. My gut tells me a lot of these Infinity Saga figures will go to clearance. I feel like this one and the Ironmonger one are probably not going to go to clearance. I think they're popular enough that they will sell through those. But I wonder about the Thor, the Odins, some of the other ones that we're going to get out there, if maybe they'll possibly go to clearance. So for you long game people out there, you might hedge your bets and wait a little while. As we know, this Tony Stark Iron Man Mark 85, and Thanos set is pretty expensive. It's like a $70 set, so it's really expensive. So it's really a must-have for those people that really like this. If you're just a common fan, I could see you passing at that price point. Gosh, figures are getting so expensive these days, but you know what? Everything is getting expensive, as we know. It's just the new world we live in. But boy, even for somebody like me that buys a lot of figures, this really hurt paying this price. $50 to $60 isn't so bad, but boy, $70, it just feels like it's too much. And maybe you guys agree. You can tell me in the comments. I think everybody would agree. Everybody'd like to get stuff cheaper. Who wouldn't? I mean, that's just the way of the beast. But all in all, I like this 2-pack. I do feel it was worth my investment out there. I always say it, especially if you're buying at Target. That's where I ended up picking this one up. But you can get it from Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, stuff like that. Look for deals. Target always has deals with their red card and stuff like that, and their circle item stuff. You can get some deals on these. I think you play that waiting game for a while. They're going to have for sale time for the holidays. As you guys know, they always have those spend $100 on toys, get $25 back. That's the perfect time to swoop in on this and a few other things. Bundle some purchases. That's a pro tip you should do every single holiday. I strongly recommend you do that out there. Don't wait on that. So there it is, though, the Thanos Iron Man Mark 85 2-pack. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Are you passing? Did you play the long game? What do you think about this set? I can see a lot of people wanting it. I can see some people passing it, but I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the old notification bell. Follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter. _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram for all kinds of news, updates, you name it, on all those places. So make sure you're subscribed and following across the board. ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And yeah, so there it is. Marvel Legends Infinity Saga. A very solid pack. I recommend this one. So you guys tell me in the comments, like I said. And until next time, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.